I was sharing with the Chevra something about my Rebbe that I wanted to give a picture of something about my Rebbe that I wanted to share. I did it by way of a vert from the Alter of Nevardik, his own, one of the Rebbeim, one of the formers of his own life. And the Alter said a vert that in Bechukaisai, this week's Parasha Bahar, Shmita, it's a sugya bitachon of trusting in Hashem. And the Alter said a word in Bechukaisai that the pasuk says, one who goes with Hashem b'keri, af ani eilech imchem b'chamas keri. That somebody who chooses to live their life a life of chance, so Hashem will hit them with the fury of chance. Explains the Alter that somebody who's not a maimin, who doesn't have faith, and as such does like a lot of hishtadlus. We all Adam Arishain, there was a klala given, we all have to do hishtadlus. We have to do efforts to make parnasa. And if somebody, there's still room for bitachon, for faith in Hashem, and a person should say, I did enough, I did what I was mitzvah, and I'm going to have some faith in Hashem. If somebody goes bikeri by chance, always does more and more and more hishtadlus. We'll keep doing effort after effort. Think about in Yanei health. A person could be a health meshuggah, a health nut. Can always do more and more. Maybe we should stop touching door handles. Maybe we should walk full time in gloves. Maybe we should all wear masks always. There's endless things we could do. And on these things, it's said, on these things, we have faith. We have Baitchem Hashem. We do the normal ishtadlus, and we say somebody can come with all different svaras of what should be done, and we say we have faith, Hashem runs the world, and we put ourselves firmly in Hashem's hands. If somebody goes bikeri, it means that that the person's not a maimin, and the person's always, things are mikri, you never know, I better prepare, and they'll do endless ishtadlus. And on that, Hashem says, what I'll do is, b'derech shadam reitz leilech. If you want to go that lifestyle, so I'll reinforce your ishtadlus. And I'll make it look like it was so lucky I did that ishtadlus. The guy will make 16 extra phone calls, he'll work, do extra and extra. And Hashem says, I'll make it appear that your ishtadlus was necessary. Of course, Hashem loves us. And Hashem wants our goodness, but kach tziva abayre, Hashem made in this world on Haga, that b'derech shadam reitze leilech malichin I say, on the path a human being really has choice. And if he wants to live b'keri, so will be his lot. And it will always appear that his extra ishtadlus saved his life, and it will reinforce an existence of stress, of anxiety. And this was an Alter of Nevardik that he told us about. We was Zayich, and today, like, it hit me while I was saying it today. I've been running. I want to settle in right now. I was longing for my Rebbe, and I felt that I have a lot of work to do. I wasn't trying to tell them a vert. Rabbi Feld and I met a person who we saw a certain menuchas hanefesh. I saw in him the tranquility of a believer. I saw somebody who really worked on faith many, many years of his life, and I saw the calmness of the believer, a tranquility and a calmness, a menuchas hanefesh, that can belong to somebody who has real faith, who puts in. Human beings love to intellectualize. We can handle together, and it's like the worst discussion ever. Yediyah, Bechira. Basically, it says our comprehension, our brains are limited. I'm not talking about a philosophical discussion. I'm talking about a human being who really lived that we're in good hands, we're in Hashem's hands, and lived that way, that truth. He plugged into that truth. I was Zaych on the Shabbos, I was with him when we were thrown out of the hospital. It was an extreme example, but I saw it in other simple things going on around the yeshiva. The life of somebody with $millions budget, with running a big yeshiva, is very stressful. And I saw a person who had a certain calm that could only be explained by a baiteach, that there's faith. Hashem runs the world. We do what we can, and we have to plug in, but in real ways, you and I, in practical ways. He spoke to us about taking simple things. You're driving somewhere and there's a traffic jam. He said, don't wait for big things in life. It's much harder than to plug into faith. Take easier things. You're on your way somewhere. You'd like to get there quicker. And there's a traffic jam. Self-talk. And really speak. Hashem runs the world. Real. And I'm in good hands. And I'll get there when He so desires me to get there. But take simple things and really explain to ourselves the truth. We're in good hands. Hashem, take opportunities in our life to absorb. Hashem loves us. He's into us. We all have experiences that we can absorb that. He knows. We have experiences. We see the Hashgachas Hashem. And we have experience to see Hashem could do anything. And then take those yediyos and practically plug in. We're really in good hands. We can't control everything. We can't. Every morning we make the bracha, Ameichin mitzadei gavar. Hashem prepares the footsteps of man. Let's make the bracha b'kavanah that we're really in good hands. And Hashem guides us and leads us. I'm spending a lot of time these days, a lot of the day, talking to Bachar about next steps, the next year. And it's very, very overwhelming. I go here, there's a serious charting out the course of my life. It's heavy. And the truth, it's not from the truth. Hashem runs the world. And we try our best. We are limited human. I'm involved in the shidduchim of my children, shidduchim of people I'm close to. Could be overwhelmed. And maybe more, and we do the ishtadlus. We do the efforts we can. And we're really in good hands. We're really, you and I are in very good hands. And we could live as such. We could plug in. We all have nerves. I'm not, my Rebbe who recognize our humanness. We have anxieties and nerves. But we really could bring ourselves in raising our children. A lot of stress. We could do the best we could do. And we really can plug in. We're in good hands. Hashem really, we're in very good hands, for real. I'm going to ask Rav Ezi, I need an invitation for a few minutes. It came to my mind now that we were Zaycha to have in the Waterbury community Dr. Magid. Dr. Magid was a beautiful Yid. Now, Dr. Magid loved going to Minyanim. And many of us was Zaycha, this beautiful Yid, to see him shuffle in on his, to go with on his walker and come into a minyan. And he was very careful with Minyanim. And came once in the summer. He came to a lot of us went to New York to the Siyam Ashasta Giant Stadium. And what happened, we all got back in the middle of the night, 4 a.m. That was very difficult to get out of the stadium. And Dr. Magid rolls into the Beis Medrash in the morning after the Minyanim, and he comes in, this beautiful Yid, pushes himself, he got back in the middle of the night. He says, are there any more Minyanim? So people said to Dr. Magid, it's Waterbury, it's a beautiful city, but one thing we don't have, we don't have a minyan factory yet. We don't have like a 10 o'clock, 10:30, and he was he was hurt. He loved the minyanim. He always wanted minyanim. Now he had a popular refrain, Hashem runs the world. Really? That was like famous, Dr. Magid said. He comes to the shul, he wants a minyan. Is there a minyan? So people chuckle, like Dr. Magid, this is not Williamsburg. After there's no, of course, within minutes, a busload of Hasidim, 2 busloads of Hasidim showed up to the city. They were on the way to a Rebbe's kever, maybe in Massachusetts. He had the biggest minyan of the summer, Dr. Magid. So what did he respond to? What the nusach?
I've learned in my life that everything's hashgacha. Oh, really? I see. He just repeated his refrain.
He repeated his refrain. Everything's hashgacha. No, really. You think? Hey, the man had the biggest minyan in the summer. Hashem arranged 2 busloads of Hasidim, gave him the biggest minyan of the summer for Dr. Magid. We really are in good hands, my friends. Very, very good hands. And to plug in. I wanted to, right now, Klal Yisrael, we're busy, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. And the minhag Yisrael is to learn Torah. I want to learn a Gemara from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. We're going to, after on a second subject, learn Reb Shimon Bar Yochai before we sing something, L'kavod Leil Shishi. But I want to learn Torah from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai tonight. So, if we could learn this beautiful piece of Gemara Yuma Ayin Vav Amud Aleph, Torah from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, on faith in Hashem, we're in good hands. So let's learn together from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Klal Yisrael already is learning his Torah. Specifically this year, most years already at this point, they say 500,000 people go to Meron. It's a minhag Yisrael that's only getting stronger and stronger. If one's zeichet to go, Ashrecha v'Tovlach. This year it's going to be closed. Very few. I think a minyan's going to be let in, very, very small. But what we're going to do is if you learn the Torah, you're mamish by the kever. You're as close as Shaykh. You'll learn the Torah of Shimon Bar Yochai. So I want to read, Meir, this Gemara in Yuma Ayin Vav. Let's read this piece on faith, trusting Hashem. Let's read this first Gemara, if I can see it. Oh. The Gemara says as follows. Shalu Talmidim of Shimon Ben Yochai. Gemara Ayin Vav in Yuma. The Talmidim of Shimon Ben Yochai asked, they said to their Rebbe, why the man, Meir, fall every single day? Let it have man once a year. What does it need to be a daily occurrence? L'chayra. Always in Shas, when you have a question, you have to ask, is it a kasha or a shaila? A shaila is information. Hey, why is it do one once a day, do once a month, do once a year? It's a shaila. A kasha is an attack. I suspect this is an attack, not a shaila. It's not like, hey, you always, very important when you learn Torah, people ask you questions, it changes answers, always determine, is it a kasha or a shaila? Somebody asks you, why is there a mechitz in shul? That could be, if a 40-year-old yid, who not yet from, asks you, why is a mechitz in shul? That's a shaila. And tell him to separate between the men and ladies. If a 33-year-old woman's liber asks you, why is there a mechitz in shul? She's not asking a shaila. She's saying, why are ladies put in the back? She's attacking. You always have to ask yourself on every question, is it a shayla or a kasha? The answer changes. So in this Gemara, they said, Rebbe, why does man fall every day? A shayla is one thing. Of course, they're asking a kasha. They're asking, Hashem doesn't like doing nisim. It's against, the Ramban explains, Hashem runs an oifen of teva. Here there seemed to have been on purpose a nace, and they're asking a kasha, an attack. What's pshat? This is not how we see Hashem runs the world. There's an oifen and nace, and they mala yared lam l'Yisrael mampaks b'shana. Why didn't they ask? That's even the lush. They say, why did it fall every day? That would be the shaila. Why did it make it like shrug? That would be why does they didn't say why does it fall every day? Why didn't it fall once a year? Why didn't it fall once a year? They're asking a kasha. They didn't say, why does it go every day? They have a kasha once a year. Be makdim the nace. A nace, yeda tug a nace, every day a miracle. Do once a year, less than the nace, and we'll have food for the year. Geshmak. Amr lahem, said Reb Shimon Bar Yochai to his Talmidim, em shalachem mashal. I'm going to tell you a mashal. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai in Svarim is remarkably connected to man. The Chassam Sofer says that the man fell on Lag BaOmer. The man started falling Lag BaOmer. He has a whole cheshbon, the Chassam Sofer. There's many Mekairis. A Yid wrote a sefer on Lag BaOmer that I like a lot. Rav Gladstein came out with a sefer. I was zeichet to go through it the last few days, and he speaks out a lot of Mekairis that the man fell Lag BaOmer, and a tremendous connection to the man of Shimon Bar Yochai. Of course, this Gemara that they asked him about the man, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, of course, had a story quite similar to man. When he was in the cave, Hashem made a nace, and a carob tree was there, and a mayan was there, so he had his own version of man. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, who said not to do any ishtadlus. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, the Gemara in Brachas, who argued and said a Yid shouldn't do it. If a Yid's Zairish and Chayrish, a Yid can't do a Shtadlus. Reb Shir Bar Yochai is the Baal of the Memra, that Torah is only given La'ichlei Aman. There's a lot of correlation with Shir Bar Yochai and Man. And in this Gemara, Reb Shir Bar Yochai is asked that why does it fall every day? It should fall once a year. I'll tell you a parable. What's this similar to? L'melech bas v'dam, to an earthly king. Sheyesh lo ben echad. This earthly king has a son. Pasat lo mizaynoisa pamachas b'shana. And the king gives the son mizaynos once a year. Lo mekabel pnei avvel pamachas b'shana. The kid would only be by his father, ein mo. Amaru pasak mizaynoisa b'chol yom. So he said, okay, I'm giving you every single day. Every day, visit his father. Af Yisrael nami, says Shimon Yechai. Mishiyesh arba v'chamisha banim. Somebody who had 4 or 5 sons. Hayudayeg was worried. V'aymer would say, Shemala yared man l'macher. Good, I had a miracle today, but maybe I won't have a miracle tomorrow. The nimsu kula mesim, and all my kids are going to be in trouble. He was dying for his banim. He had anxieties and worries about his son. Nimsu kula mesim berav, nimsu kula mechaven eslivam laviyim shebashamayim. Everybody would pray to God. Shem made a nace once a day. A yid should constantly have to turn his hopes to Hashem and pray to Hashem. And this inyan, that the man fell every single day, that a yid should have to be mechaben, a slave to Aviv Shebashamayim. That's the first Reb Shir Bar Yochai told him his Talmidim. If it fell once a year, a yid would have it, boom, and he'd be set for the year. But Hashem wants us to be boiteach, to talk to Him, and speak to Hashem, and speak to ourselves. The yid is dayig, b'chol yom. Good, I have today. What's that zayin l'macher? He'll talk. He'll be mechaven asleep. So you see, even the struggles, what Hashem wants. The yid is going to struggle with this. He's going to say, "I've banim, I've nervous." Tak Hashem, together with his family, they'll all be baitchim. They'll trust in Hashem. They'll talk to Hashem. They'll daven to the Rebbeinu Shalom. They'll learn to trust and to speak to Hashem. That's the first prayer. Davar acher. Shir Bar Yochai said, second shot, Shem wanted them to have the man when it's hot. It should be geschmack, fresh. This, of course, the Maharsha speaks out, is going on the tzaddikim. The tzaddikim didn't have to bake the man. The man came fresh and geschmack. And of course, the davar acher is from the absorption of the man. The yid learned the love Hashem has for us, which is weiter the inyan, that you can rely on Hashem. And it fell every day that a yid should feel, I want you to have it fresh and hot. It shouldn't be once, you shouldn't even have to bake it. A yid should experience the love of Hashem. Davar acher, another pshat named Masaya Derech, even for the Beinainim and Rishayim, who had to heat it up, taka. But it should come once a day, you shouldn't have to carry it. So all this Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, this memra, of a Yiddish mishpacha and the midbar at the formation of our people, learned emunah, learned faith in Hashem, learned daily and brought his family to faith in Hashem. I wanted to learn this memory of Shir Bar Yochai. I want to work, so I don't have to, I sit here, I could tell you the words from my Rebbe. I want to say, when he said this altar of Nevardik, and he spoke about B'tachan a lot, it was so niskabel his words, because we were in the presence of a Boitech. You felt the person, I was zeichet to be close to the family, and you felt you were in the present just watching his behavior. You saw a calm, a chilled, if you will, a chilled, a relaxed person, a person who was relaxed. He said to us, the Talmidim, that the most overworked muscle in the body was the stomach muscle of anxiousness, and he understood we're human, you and I, and we get anxious. This is not to mock us or shame us. It's to encourage us that we're shaykh to real faith, a faith that can relax us. The Chazon Ish speaks about an emunah kaizeves, a fake emunah. I'm talking about that a guy alone in his room could be calm, that we're good, and we could bring ourselves there because it's true. We're actually shaykh to live with the truth, that we're in good hands. Rebbeinu Shalom's hamecher mitzadei gaver, and we're taka in good hands. So that's the first sugya I wanted to study tonight in Parshas Bahar. I'm giving recollections of my Rebbe. I wanted to share this, the person of faith, the person of emunah. People were impacted. Rabbi Rushlit showed me, somebody read his sefer on faith, on a person of faith, and it's something he spoke a lot about, but I felt that it was niskabel. People like philosophize about faith. What's much bigger that he taught us, and he spoke about practically, you could like live with it. You could be a calmer guy. You could be like a more relaxed person. All of us could end up more relaxed and calm, more present with our families, more present with ourselves, more easygoing, more comfortable, more smiley, more noticing of the gifts of Hashem. You know why? Because we really brought into ourselves faith, like in a real way. And all of a sudden, like things that were like running and stressed. I was noticing today, like it started out dark and rainy, the sun came out. It took me hours after it got nice to like to see the sun pushing, to like notice the sun. I was too tired. And then I was thinking today about a world of faith. You could actually be like present enough to appreciate nice things. You could be present enough to enjoy lunch, Pashut. He showed us a person who was shaykh to live in faith, not just philosophically. And he told us Vartim about it. There's a pasuk that I heard from my Rebbe. He said Divrei Torah on it. But I saw the pasuk in my Rebbe. I saw this pasuk, Hashlech al Hashem es Yahavcha, throw to Hashem your packages, and he'll sustain you. We could really give our problems to Hashem. We're in good hands. Hashlech al Hashem es Yahavcha. In davening, you could say, Hashem, this is going on. I want to share my load with you. I don't want to carry it myself. I can't carry it myself. We could really hand and feel lighter, feel like relieved. And he takes care of us. We're shaykh to such things. I feel, Rabbi Yosef, it's giving me today, like, I want to try to claim the madregas he told us. There's a Reb Tzaddik that's hard for me to say yet. Maybe I should say it, but it's schwer. I can't say emotionally I'm feeling this Reb Tzaddik, but I hear Reb Tzaddik answers. Reb Tzaddik asks, Lag Ba'omer, we celebrate tremendous Yom Hilula. It's a happy day, very freilich day, and yet he asks, Moshe Rabbeinu's Yartzeit Zayin Adar, Yidden fast. All of a sudden, Rishon Bar Yochai's Yartzeit's a happy day. So Reb Tzaddik writes a piece on this. He says it changes once Torah Shabbal Pen. Torah Shabbat, the loss of a leader is a tremendous pain, and it's only painful. He says by Torah Shabbal Peh, there's a certain element of a Rebbe, he says, that when a Rebbe's there, you rely on him. The Rebbe's doing it. You rely on him. When the Rebbe departs, the only way to have it is to grab on to his ideals. The only way to have the Rebbe and the only way to hold on and to make it eternal is to grab the Rebbe's ideas. It's hard for me to say, because he says, the Tzaddik, that the departure of Shimon Yochai is a simcha, because forever we have the values. We study the Gemaras, the Memris, the Zayir, the Torah of Shimon Yochai. We have it forever. We grab on. It's a freila. It's a good zach. Now that's hard. It's hard, but an echo of it. I've been thinking, the faith and the man of faith. I'm now telling guys, and I wish I'm trying to. I could say the Vartim he told us, but we have to grab on to the Emunah so people could see the Metzias of it. Otherwise, the Vart is a Vart, Ba'alma. L'fi shanun is dame nasa maisa. You say a Vart, but what's practically? I felt like Yosef, we saw somebody in our life practically who lived with faith. That's what it looked like, real faith. A with it person who understood us and our frailty and really trusted Hashem and was calmer. So I wanted to share that. with the Chevra. Before we learn the second Gemara that I wanted to study from Shimon Bar Yochai, we'll sing something about feeling the kindness of Hashem, Keliyat Vaydek, and Alekai Raimimeka. The Alekai Raimimeka is even when we don't understand faith. I think the two things go hand in hand. Much like the two pshatim, I'm saying a shtickle pshat in the Gemara. I didn't want to say it as a pshat because I'm trying to draw a picture, not say a pshat. But the two pshatim in the Gemara, where Shimon Yochai said the one every day was that a yid should learn faith, mitoich his daigus, should learn and bring his family to faith in Hashem. To the second pshat that it's hot. And the two pshatim go hand in hand. The yid should absorb that Hashem loves us. Should feel the fresh bread that in absorbing the love is what allows the yid to have faith. Keli yata vaydeka, we absorb your kindness, Hashem. We feel the love. Eloikayim, when I don't understand the Rebbe Mecca, I have faith. I'm Merayim you, Hashem. I live with faith. I've absorbed that you love me and you're into me. And I can turn and actually live with faith when things are hard. So let's sing Keli yata vaydeka. If you can start up the Balatani's Keli yata vaydeka, and then we'll get to the second Gemara of Avi. Ikeliyata iveyaydekam hayaloikai haroy memekam Ikeliyata iveyaydekam Hey, know there's a minhag Yisrael Lag B'Omer to light fires. It's the minhag's very, very old. Already it's Yadua, when the Ben Ish Chai went to the Meron, reported that Yidden were lighting fires at Meron, and from Mamish Deiris, the Arizal Reb Chaim Vital describes his Rebbe, the Arizal going to Meron, the Or Chaim HaKadosh going to Meron. It's a minhag Yisrael from many, many, many generations of lighting maduras, of lighting fires on Lag B'Omer. And the many in Yanim, Yidden used to burn clothing, that was discussed, good or bad, Baltashkas. A lot has been written. What are the maduras? There's a Gemara in Sait, and Reb Gladstein Shlita has a pshat, a nifladik pshat. He says over, it's not his own, but nifladik pshat. I heard it from him and wasn't zeicher to see the other source inside. But he says, Pshat, the Gemara, another memory of Shimon ben Yochai. It's a few places in Shas. I want to quote the Gemara in Saita because there's a Taisvis there that's remarkable. And Shimon ben Yochai says in Saita, Yerim Beis, the Gemara Brachas as well, but I'm quoting the source in Saita for the Taisvis. The Gemara says, Amar Rav Zotra bar Tovia, Rav Zotra, the son of Tovia, Amar Rav, said the name of Rav, Amrila. Some say Amar Rav Chana bar Bezna, and Amar Rav Shimon Chaseda. Va'amrila, and some say Amar Rav Yochanan Mishum Rav Shimon ben Yochai. Rav Yochanan said in the name of Shimon ben Yochai, Noyach loy la'adam, it's better for a person, Shel yapil atzma l'sach kivshan ha'esh, to throw himself into a furnace, a fire, Val yalm pnei chavei berabin, and don't embarrass your friend in public. Minallah mitamar, hakir na, he says from Tamar, that it's better for a person of Shimon bar Yochai, better to throw oneself in a scaldron and into a kivshin shel eis, a furnace of fire. Don't embarrass your friend publicly. Not to be mob, not to whiten your friend's face publicly. Taisvis learns it so kipshotai. If you say it's a guzma, a shtickle exaggeration, you see how pashtus Taisvis asks a kasha. Taisvis at the end asks a kasha. The Gemara Psachim we know says the big three that a yid gives up his life for. Kili arayah, shvichas dam, avodah zara. Taisvis said there should be a fourth thing on the list. So Taisvis, it's not a guzma, shema, you say, it means, okay, be very careful. No. It's kipshuta, give up your life. Taisvis so learns it, the pashtus, he has a kasha steering Gemaras. The Gemara in Psachim says that the three averis, that a person doesn't stand up to Pekuach Nefesh, avodah zara, gil arayah, shvichas damim. Frek Taisvis, it should say a fourth. So Imamish learned it kipshuta. Person should die. If somebody holds a gun to a yid's head, it says, I'll shoot if you don't make fun of somebody publicly. A yid has to say, shoot, that's it, I'm not making fun of him publicly. And Taisvis answers, it's not on the list, because not mefureshes b'Torah. And the Averis and Psachim are only Averis ha-mefureshes. Taisvis learns it's kipshutai. Person gives up his life. It only recorded the ones that it's not that it's mefurish b'Torah. Those are the ones normally that one's mefurish in the Torah. It says v'chai b'hem. On these three, agam them mefurish b'kra, and it says v'chai b'hem. On all those that are mefurish b'kra, these three are an exception. This is not mefurish b'kra, but of course it has the same halacha. One gives up his life not to be malbim pnei, not to embarrass. It's on the list of chamurais. That strict list of mitzvahs that a yid's extra zari gives up his life for them, not to embarrass, not to be malbim pnei chavei b'rams on the list. The beginning of Taisvis brings the Gemara in Azav that kol hayardim legehenim gets out. Every gehenim's temporary except for shleisha, and one is malbim pnei chavei b'rabim. So he says, Rav Gladstein, remarkably, that all the fires, there's a memory of Shir Bar Yochai, that the fires remind Klal Yisrael of Al Yalm Pnei Chavei B'Rabim. That's what he wants to taina. That the fires are a reminder about not being Malbim Pnei Chavei B'Rabim, remarkably. Don't be Malbim Pnei, don't embarrass a yid, that all the fires remind Kiv Shana Eish, before a person. It's a member of Shem Bar Yochai. It's after the Talmidim Rabbi Kiva Shloi Nagu Kavod Zel Lezel. And after we make fires, Geschmack, I'm sure there's other inyanim to the fires, but the interesting idea that the fires are a reminder of this memra, of the care of not to be malbim. I want to learn this Gemara with this Taisvis that puts on the list of Chamuros. Look at the list that joins. Gila Raya, Shvichas Dama by the Zar, idol worship. On that list is not embarrassing. I said over once to the Chevra, a Maisa from Reb Shach, a true Maisa. There was a Maisa in Panovich where a Bacher, something happened and a Sefer Torah fell. A Bacher did, if he dropped it, something happened, the Sefer Torah fell in Panovich. A couple of days later, Reb Shach thundered to the whole yeshiva. He heard people talking about the Bacher. He said, I don't want to exaggerate the Lashonis. He said 100 Sifrei Torah could fall is less chamer than one word of Lashon Hara on a Yid. To speak bad about a Yid, he thundered. There was no more discussion about it. He said it's more chamer, it's a bigger calamity than 100 Sifrei. He had a strong Lashon. I don't remember the exact Lashon. He said to put down a Yid? You're talking about, he said 100 Sifrei Torah could fall. There's a worse calamity that somebody said a bad word on a Yid. Nobody spoke about the Bach, not a word further. To put things in perspective, to be careful about the cover, the dignity of a Yid, that our list of Chamuras, Gila Rayish, was idol worship on that list is ever embarrassing a Yid, making a Yid to disgrace a Yid, to care about the cover of Yid Chas v'Shalom, to care about the dignity and the honor of a Yid. This inyan of the dignity of an honor of a Yid, or of Shem Bar Yochai, that this is a huge part of Torah Shabbal Peh. Nothing's a coincidence who teaches what. There's Shem Bar Yochai, who's considered the main disciple of Rabbi Kiva, the teacher of Torah Shabbal Peh. Torah Shabbal Peh speaks about the Torah that's in the lave of Kol Echad MeYisrael. Each Yid's chashivas, the parchment of Torah Shabbal Peh is each and every Yid. And Torah Shabbal Peh speaks about the preciousness of every Yid. The prayer on Torah Shabbal Peh contains that I shouldn't laugh at my friends and my friends shouldn't laugh at me. Al yismechu bi chaverei. I shouldn't laugh at them and they shouldn't laugh at me. The chashivas of Kol Yachid V'Yachid, Shem Bar Yochai, who's the teacher, is the main Talmud of Rabbi Kiva, who teaches Torah Shabbal Peh. And the lesson he teaches that Noach la'adam sheyapel atzma l'kivshan eish. Better a person should fall in a fire of kivshan eish while yalm pnei chaver b'rabim, to be careful about the covet of a Yid. And the prayer on Torah Shabbal Peh is, I shouldn't laugh at my friend and my friend shouldn't laugh at me. Respect the Yid. Each Yid, we need every Yid. We're not mevater on any Yid. Every Yid counts. Every Yid's important. Every Yid is celebrated. Nobody's put down. To be careful, there's another member of Rav Shem Bar Yochai that certainly we want to study his Torah. We're already almost by Meron already. We learned these two members, Rav Shem Bar Yochai. We'll come out there. We'll continue on. I believe there's going to be a gathering, a community gathering. Avad, the Yidden should go. There's something about this. I'm going to say honestly. We didn't grow up in yeshivas. It wasn't spoken a lot. This Hashem runs the world. Eibish tefiert the Welt. Klal Yisrael's gerebing on. The Chag in here. I'm not talking about nothing to do with shtick. In here, the Chag moves me tremendously. There's a Chag of the Yid reaching deeply in. We have access to a Torah we never had access before. Tremendous access to a Torah. As Klal Yisrael is feeling certain more and more humanness, Hashem has access a deeper place inside of us. So the deepest place inside of ourselves are very holy. And earlier Dairas didn't necessarily need to act. They knew this. Our Dar, we need to find this and recognize and connect to this more and more. And it's a chag that increasingly, you're not connecting to the Torah of Shem Bar Yochai, the messages of difficulty Shem Bar Yochai taught us. When his son-in-law said, Oy li, that I see you in such pain, he said, my pain allowed me to become women. Let me access more greatness. Ashrecha shri sani b'kach. And the teaching of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, we're a generation that is searching for the world of Pnimius. We're yearning for the world, the inner world. So we should all be Zeicha. We should celebrate together. We should celebrate the Olam Zavayda. I think might say Shabbos Shloima. The Olam Zavayda, this is a sign up the times. We should celebrate together this precious, this beautiful, beautiful day. And we should all be Zeicha. The respect, the kavod, Aramas Keren Yisrael. To remember the teachings of Shimon Ben Yochai, the respect, the preciousness of every single Yid is from those teachings. We should all be mindful and keep those teachings and see Aramas Keren Yisrael B'Kara.
Keep